Hey there, welcome to the Day and Lust podcast. The following is a conversation I had with Cady Hendershott. Cady just concluded her role as the director of a stage play production of Little Women at the Zanesville Community Theater, which I was a cast member of, and she is also a personal friend of mine. Without further ado, here is Cady, and I hope you enjoy.
My name's Cady Hendershott, and you're watching the Dagan Lusk podcast.
Yeah, I'll put it with the intro.
Okay, perfect.
So, I have you doing media appearances this whole week. We were last week, I guess. I had you on Live at Noon. Now we're doing the podcast. So before we get too into anything that I want to, was that camera? Let me just make sure that was that camera. Before we get into anything super about the show or anything other stuff I want to talk about, how did Live at Noon go? I want you to tell me about Live at Noon.
I feel like it went fine, but I was really nervous. It was my first time doing Live at Noon, and also I didn't know anybody there. I mean, Autumn was there. I know Autumn, but she was not in the same area that we were in, and I think it went good. I just wish I knew what they were going to ask me before.
Right.
And I messed up the phone number.
Oh.
But whatever. And I think I was really awkward. I was nervous.
That's the thing. So with Live at Noon too, the person who interviews it, he's the weather guy.
Yeah, I
they
know.
have Keaton doing the interviews. So it's Live at Noon is kind of because I was on it when I was in middle school. I went on Live at Noon, and that's when it was the whole studio, the whole setup. It looked nice. They had the questions prepared, all this kind of stuff. And that was the first time I was ever at the news station. So then now years later when I came to work here, I'm what happened? This place looks totally different. The studio's way different. So yeah, it's a little bit different with the Live at Noon setup. But I was watching it, and Alana didn't even talk.
I know, they didn't ask her any questions. I turned to her and I tried to get her to answer.
Yeah.
I don't remember the question because I didn't watch the video. But
yeah, I didn't watch it either. I saw it and I was
bro,
I know this.
I can't do this. I couldn't watch it.
Right.
I'll watch this, but I don't think I can watch Live at Noon again.
But I'm thinking that did lead to some good turnout though.
It did.
That weekend.
We had a good solid turnout.
Right.
Oh, I got the numbers if you want to see them.
Oh, wait, what?
The money.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
we should talk
should we
about
talk
that.
about it on the
Let's
pod?
talk about it. Yeah, okay. So for a little bit of backstory, so Cady was the director for Little Women. So we were in a play. I was in my first play ever. Yeah. And which I want to talk all about that. That's something I really want to talk about. I'd never done a play before. I'd never been in anything like that before. And it was just, everything went, sorry, if you hear screaming in the background, that's my son. He'll be okay. Naughty's taking care of him. Yeah, Naughty's taking care of him. But the whole thing is everything went right, I feel like. I feel like everything went right. We had it, just from the show perspective, we had great cast, great direction, great help backstage, and everyone was talented, and we were able to work with the script and workshop everything through it. And then from a production perspective, great crowds, great turnout. We had great social media promotion.
Yeah.
Obviously there's always room for improvement everywhere, but I'm man, every single thing. And on top of that, the whole show was sponsored.
Yes.
So it's it wasn't even we recouped our money just by doing the show. We already had it. So it's every single thing stacked on top. And I was thinking man, how could we obviously not every show is going to be able to have a full sponsor or have a full whatever. Not every show is going to be able to have, this type of X, Y, and Z. But I was how many things can we pick out that we did right that we can do again and again? Because I think we did everything
I know,
perfect.
it was a perfect storm
Exactly.
of rightness. I don't think that's
it was,
a word,
it was.
but
it was though. It was
I mean, it's a classic show, so a lot of people know it, right? And so people came in to watch it. It's also a book that people are, very much a classic. A lot of people like it. And I like this adaptation because, it's short. I don't like the ending of the book, so it was perfect. And I don't know, I think the cast was so good that you just had to see it. It was something that people, I think, were just so curious about, and they just had to see it. And it was just a perfect storm. We had great audiences. I was honestly shocked at how big the audiences were. So when you fill out to submit for direction, you have to fill out a finance form or whatever of like, how many seats do you think you're going to sell? How many yada yada. And I think for the whole show, I put like 80 seats. I think we would sell 80 seats for the entire 6 runs. Like, I didn't have like, it's a straight play. So I didn't think there was going to be a ton of audience. But honestly, just the first 2 nights, we already surpassed that. And they were laughing and they were crying. I didn't think they were going to be as interactive as they were. And that's great. I thought it was great. I think it helps feed you guys too. Like, makes the show run a little easier. I don't know.
No, absolutely.
How did you feel about that?
Oh, I loved it. Everyone was nervous about the crowd because leading up to the show, because I had never done a show, so I have zero frame of reference. Everyone was telling me like, yeah, there's not going to be that many people. Like, it's a straight play. People don't really come to see straight play. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just in general, it's kind of hard to get people to come to the theater. Just in general, especially like there's a lot of like, we're still recovering from like the post-COVID isolation type of like stuff in people's heads. So like everything's still kind of recovering, you know, even though it's like years later. So it's like
COVID was a big hit.
Right, exactly. It was a huge thing. So there's still a lot of like post-COVID isolation type of stuff going on. And people were telling me in the cast, like, yeah, like there really probably won't be that many people. And I'm like, okay, like that's fine. I'm thinking like, oh, good. You know, I'm gonna be nervous. I'm gonna be whatever. And then the night of, people were lined up. Yeah, people were lined up. Like, it was coming in, and then everyone was getting nervous. And then for some reason, the more people were coming in, the less I was nervous. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, we're doing a show. Like, you do it in front of people. Like, duh.
It makes it more exciting.
Yeah, I thought it was super exciting. And then the next night, and then the next night, and then we had a week, and then the next weekend, the next weekend. Like, obviously, you know, they varied in size, but like there was still a handful of people in the crowd every single night.
Every single night. Yeah.
And from my perspective, you know, the lights were in my face. It looked full to me, so I'm like, you know, it made me feel good.
Yeah, we weren't like full. We never had one sold out night, but I wasn't expecting to.
Right.
But also like, I think they dispersed themselves well among the crowd, and like it always looked very full. Because even when I was just up there for like that 3-minute little like yap.
Yeah. You were nervous.
Full. I was nervous.
Yeah.
But I get nervous about stuff like that, which is like crazy.
That's why you got Carly.
Yeah, that's why I had Carly. But like, yeah, there was so many people. It was such a great like outpouring of like support. I don't know. It was really sweet to see that because I wasn't expecting it either. I had been telling people like, oh, I don't know that many people will be there because the numbers online a week before the show,
we're like,
Tech Week,
we sold 10 tickets.
We were like 10 tickets, and it's like, okay. And then it was like, all of a sudden, opening night, we had 50 people there. And not that I was sad to see that, I was excited.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it was definitely a shock.
I think, too, another thing, like, I think I kind of talked to the whole cast. I think everyone sort of did this, but like, I texted everybody. Like, everyone was like posting and like telling people to come, but I literally texted like almost my whole contacts list. I was texting everyone in my family. I had someone show up every night.
Yeah,
for me,
you did.
For me, like some night it was more than others, but like at least every night I at least had one person I knew in the crowd watching, which that was kind of cool for me because it's like I always had to like be like, okay, I know someone. I'm gonna have to talk to someone after the show, so that was cool. I'm just lucky too. I had a lot of support from my family and friends that wanted to come and see it and stuff like that. And I think I did the math, bro. I sold like 400 tickets or $400 in tickets for the theater, bro. Like I low-key was like, yes, I know.
Okay,
I low-key, I did the math. I was like, well, this person came and this person came. Like I did however many tickets that is, but yeah, I ended up having like, what's the math on that? The ticket's $20. I forget what it was. A bunch of people came though. Like
you did have a lot of people.
Yeah, I did have a bunch of friends. Well, and me and Autumn too, like had our coworkers and stuff come. So like that counts too. But yeah, it was a lot of support. It was a lot of cool. I saw something somewhere that like people don't always just come to see a play. They come to see people in a play. So it's like, yeah, your family and your friends are like the ultimate, especially for a community theater. It's like everyone knows each other kind of, right? So it's like, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see like the whole community aspect of it. And like I'm getting to meet people I never, you know what I mean? I had no idea, like I never met before. So that part's cool.
Yeah. Can I ask you about that experience? Like,
for sure.
Coming into, well, I know you knew like Maddie and Julia.
Yeah, that was it.
And Autumn, and Autumn, true. But that was, you know, like kind of it when you came into auditions. Was that nerve-wracking for you?
Okay. I told this story a little bit to you, but let me kind of like tell the story again just because like I think it's a crazy, I think this is just a crazy story just for like events in my life. The whole entire me even wanting to do a play in the first place comes from the fact that like I'm into movies, I'm into film, like I'm into that kind of stuff. And I talk about it, like, especially at work. Like I talk about it sometimes like with my coworkers, and it was me and Autumn. Me and Autumn were at work, we were just chilling one day, and I was thinking like, you know, like I want to work on a short film, or I want to work on something, like I want to work on a project. And I was like, oh, Autumn, she's acted in the plays before. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't really know a lot about this. So I just was asking her about it. And she was like, oh yeah, I was in Shrek. And she just did Autumn was in Shrek.
Autumn was in Shrek.
Yeah, Autumn was in Shrek. Yeah, dude, a bunch of people were in Shrek. Well, it was also like I heard Shrek was like a huge cast.
It was huge.
I heard Shrek was like a 60-person cast.
Yeah.
But yeah, Autumn was in Shrek, and then she also just did something at the Renner Theater. She was in like the Robin Hood or the Hood show, and like she had just done that. So I was talking to her about it, and I was like, "Yo, tell me about theater. Like, what's up with it? Like, I have no prior acting experience. I don't know anything about it." And she started telling me about it, like what she did and the stuff she's been in. And you know how I am. I get so antsy. I'm so excited when someone starts telling me something. So I'm like, all right, let's just go do it right now. Let's just go do it right now. I told Autumn, I was like, all right, let's just find out what the next show is. And we just went to the community theater, Little Women. Auditions were like the next week. And I was like, all right, I'll see you there. Let's just do it. I had no idea. And me and Autumn were going to go, like we were going to go together and we were going to audition. I don't know, like, in my head, I'm like, all right, I guess I'm just doing this. I guess I'm just signing up for this. And then, so the weekend passes, that Monday comes. Autumn and I were going to go together, but like I was like out of it. I was like not checking my phone or not paying attention to the schedule or anything. And I was telling Nadia about it. I was like, hey, I'm going to go audition for Little Women. She's like, oh, have you seen the movie? And I was like, no, I haven't seen the movie. I don't even know anything about the story. I thought Little Women was Hidden Figures.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me that.
I didn't know. I was like, yeah, this is where they like invent space travel or something, right? Like, I don't even know what Hidden Figures is about. So I was like, isn't that? No, it's not. It's definitely not that. It's something, so I was not familiar with it at all. So we watched the day of auditions, we watched the 2019 movie, and I'm like trying to pay attention to it. It's not my type of story. Just forewarning, it's not my type of story. So I'm like struggling to get through this movie. I'm like, what is this about? The time skips at first.
Confusing for people.
At first, like once you are familiar with the story, you're like, oh, this is awesome. But yeah, I'm really close to the road. Okay. Yeah, if you hear any road noise, it's my bad. I'm really close to the road. But I was like, okay, I watched the movie, and then like the credits rolled, and I checked the time, and it was like almost like whenever auditions were like 7 o'clock. I was like, bro, I gotta go. So I just watched the movie. I walked down to the theater for auditions, and that's when I started getting nervous because I was like, oh fuck, like I've never been, like my whole life I always do this. I sign up for something, and like I had no idea what I'm signing up for, and it's like I'm just going into a random build. It's like the day of where you have to like dude, I've done everything, bro. I've done boxing, I was going to church for a while. I was in Boy Scouts. I was like all kinds, like there's so many times in my life where I'm like walking into a place that I've just never been in before, and I have no reason to be there at all. And I walked in, I was like trying to text Autumn, like, yo, Autumn, where are you? Like, can you come out here? Can you show me where to go? And I walked in the building, just in the lobby, and I was like, I heard chattering. I heard people talking just in the main like theater area, like the stage and the audience and stuff like that. Yeah, all that. In the house, yeah. And I literally almost walked out. I literally was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I can't just walk in there. Like, I don't know who's in there. I don't know anything like that. And then you walk out and you're like, oh, hey. And I was like, hey, I'm here for Little Women auditions. You're like, oh, right in here. I was like, oh, okay. And I grabbed like a program or something or whatever it was. I grabbed a book or whatever it was. And I walked in there. And before I could even look around or see anything, the first thing I hear is that Deacon Lusk? I was like, what? And it was Maddie and Julia. I was like, oh, I know them. And Autumn was in there too, just sitting there. I was like, okay, I know people in here. But it was that walking in there, I was like, dude, my hair, I was like still almost like bald. My hair was like super short. Like I was kind of like uncomfortable. Like I was uncomfortable like in my own skin. I was like, I don't know. It was super nerve wracking. Oh, I was so scared because I had no idea what was going on. And, we had to like fill out a paper about like who we want to play or like what we want to do. I don't know any. I'm like, I literally know nothing. I know nothing, Cady. Like you need to understand. I know nothing. So I'm trying to like whatever, and I feel like people are looking at me like, who's this guy? Like I don't. I'm just like I feel like a fish out of water. And then we do the auditions, And the whole entire thing, that was the scariest part. I think auditions were the whole event, the whole 3 months, the scariest part was auditions.
I would agree with you that like, well, for me that wasn't the scariest part, but in general, like when I'm in a show, that is definitely the scariest part.
Right. Absolutely.
Because there's literally, you don't know who these
That's
people
what I
are.
mean.
Like when you're in a cast with people, you get to know them, right? So like it's a little more comfortable being like weird or doing weird stuff or whatever. But like at auditions, these are just strangers. Like you literally don't know anyone.
No, they're actual strangers.
And it is very scary.
So scary. And like, you know, I had to play like, because you know, you do the read throughs and like everyone has to play like every role. I've never acted. I've never even seen this before. So people are like doing voices and they're like, I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Like I was so weirded out by it. I was like, this is so weird, like way outside of my comfort zone. And I didn't even know if I could do it time-wise, because I'm like, I don't know if I have the time to dedicate to do a whole show. And then I was just like, I stuck with it. Bro, I'm so glad I stuck with it.
I'm glad you did too.
I'm so glad I stuck with it. Like, yeah, we can talk about that too, about like what it's like to like play a character and like get kind of involved in a character and stuff like that. That stuff was how many shows have you been in before?
I honestly couldn't tell you the exact amount. I've been doing this for 15 years.
So you've been doing it I know you've done it for a long time. So it's like, is there like any?
I would say probably 50 or so shows.
So what's like, do you have like a role or something that was like specifically memorable, or like what's like your most like memorable or like favorite role? Like, do you have one?
Let me think.
Could you put a name on it?
Someone that I played that I think was less like myself, I guess. I was in high school and I played Wendy Darling in Peter Pan.
Okay, that's cool.
And that was fun. It was fun to kind of like, I'm not as like motherly, I guess, and she's definitely very motherly.
Right.
Like I have that instinct somewhere in here, but it's just not like
you gotta dig for it.
I would say, yeah. And so that was a little more difficult for me to play, but it was fun to kind of like tap into that and find that, and like, I shouldn't say find that. I just know I have it, but it's like,
yeah, you gotta dig.
I'm not actively using it. Right. Yeah. And so like that was kind of interesting to be where, and now I'm trying to think of all the shows I've ever done.
Yeah, just like, what's it like, you know, to like, just for you, like, how do you like get in character? How do you, like, what helps you play a character? How do you do it?
I just panic a lot. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
You panic.
Really
Okay.
And then I just like hope and pray.
That's what you do. You panic.
Yeah. Or like, as you would say, like I study.
Okay.
So it's like, if I don't know the musical or whatever, I'll listen to the music, or if it's based off of a movie, I'll watch the movie or read the book or whatever. So then I can have sort of a background understanding of a character and then go into it with my own twist, I guess. But for me, it's kind of easier to step into somebody's shoes, I think, than it is to like, it's a distraction, right, from my own life. So it's like fun and interesting to step into somebody else's shoes, even if they're having a tougher time than me or whatever. It's like, oh, it's an escape. And so like, if you think of it like that, to me, that makes it easier.
That's exactly how I feel. It's fun. That part to me is so fun. Like, you know, watching the different versions of the movie and like, you know, like for Little Women, like reading, like I got a copy of the book and I was like, reading through the book, and like that part, the studying part, that part is so fun to me. It's just like a little adventure you get to go on. Like that is so fun to me, like playing a character. And I've never done it before. Like in my short films, I've kind of like played characters, but like I don't write like half my stuff doesn't even have any dialogue in it. There's no dialogue, there's no words. I'm not like, I don't really do a lot with that kind of stuff. So as far as like playing a character goes, this is definitely like the furthest I've ever gone to like, step in someone else's shoes. Like, you know, John Brooke, you know what I mean? Like, what an interesting guy. I was kind of, I was reading about him and like figuring him out. I'm like, this guy's kind of interesting. Like, you know, I'm trying to understand this guy to play him. You know what I mean? It's just so, it's so like, you know, for me, the whole playing the character, the acting part is just of small, like, it's just one piece of the whole thing. I'm interested in like the whole machine. Like I, you know, like when I want to work in the production stuff, like the sound and the lights. I want to see that. And then like also the whole time, like I mentioned this to you, but like you directing, like I'm watching you the whole time. I'm trying to like figure out like, okay, how do you direct a show? How do you run a show? Because I want to do all the stuff. Like I want to play every single role. But I think like starting out with acting was like I'm right in the heat of it. You know what I mean? So it's like that kind of got me like just right in the heat of it, where I just learned so much, and every single day at rehearsal was something new for like the first like month of rehearsals. Like we would do something like I remember the day, you know, one practice we went from just reading through the script, and then the next day we were like blocking. I was gone. I was like, what are we doing? I was so nervous. I didn't know anything. Like, and like we did something new, like when we did costume design, bro, like I was so confused and like scared of like what you guys were trying to pick an outfit out for me. I was like, wait, what am I, can I like, I've never done it before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just the newness of everything was just, you know, it's just like scary. And then, you know, it's just scary. And I think right around right when we did Tech Week and we did like a first good run, like all of my fear went away. The second I saw it, like start to finish, and I was in it and we could do it, I felt like I like completed my challenge, like the challenge of like getting over my fear. And also like John Brooke, like for the whole entire, you know, this version has him as a pretty minor character, and for the whole entire thing, he's pretty stoic. He kind of just comes in and does his thing, and then he falls in love just at the very end. Like that scene was kind of a challenge for me, because it was like, not like when we see him come in, he's like, you know, he's respectful, but he's like real kind of just very blunt. Like he doesn't really, you know what I mean? He kind of just does what he does and leaves. But then at the end, I have to be a little bit more emotional. I was struggling with that part. Like, you know, we were working on that scene.
Yeah, it was a workshop.
We were working on that scene. But like once we got it and once we nailed it, I felt comfortable, and I felt like I got over my fear. And then that's when I was like, oh, then we got shows. And then after that, it's over. And I was like, that's when it kind of started winding down for me. And it's like, it went, doing this whole entire show just went from the most new, crazy world experience, but then I harnessed it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I got a grip on this like thing, like this dragon, you know, I got a grip on it. And then like so uncomfortable, so crazy. And then the second I start getting comfortable, it's over. Yeah. So it's like we just started like being like everyone like just started being friends and getting along like really fully, and then it's over. And it's like, oh, now we just go on to the next thing. And it's like, that's something that I was trying to talk to people about. Like, bro, it's like the post-show blues. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's why like a lot of people think I'm really weird when I say Tech Week's my favorite week. Because yes, it is stressful, and it can be. I guess I was stressed this Tech Week.
You were stressed. Let's be honest.
I was stressed.
Let's be real. You were stressed.
But well, for me, it was like a whole, like how you had your whole firsts as well. This was a first for me. Like
that's right.
My first time directing on my own. I've been an assistant director before at ZCT, and then in high school I directed plays, but I always had a supervisor or an advisor. So this was something new to me to do all by myself on my own. Like, well, I wasn't by myself, but you know what I mean.
Right.
And so like that was scary, but that's why I always say Tech Week's my favorite, because I think it's the most bonding week, because you have to spend such a long time together, and it's grueling and horrible, but then it's also like fun. Hot. And it was burning hot.
Everyone was sweating.
Yeah.
Everyone trying to get in their costumes.
And they're in their period pieces. I felt so bad, guys. Wait, I'm going to talk directly to the camera. I made them wear period pieces in 90-degree weather inside the theater. The air was not on. It was so hot.
Well, the other thing too was like anyone who had a collar was over. Like Maddie, bro, her collar was always like choking her, bro. She was always going
so bad. I didn't know that she was like had an issue with the collar until Friday, opening night. And she was like, can we cut this off? I was like, yeah. I was like, you can wear your other dress if you want. She's like, well, you like this one better. I was like, I do, but
she's trying to respect the vision.
Like, whatever, like, you would wear it either way, just for less scenes, it's fine. Like, but she didn't decide on wearing that, so it's fine. But, yeah, what was I saying? Something about
Tech Week. Tech Week's about you being your favorite week, because everyone's together.
I love it. I think, everyone's together, and then, like, the shows are just, like, make it magical, I think. And also this show was kind of different because normally during the second week, right, we kind of had our own second tech week for Alana. But normally you only have one rehearsal and then a show. We were supposed to have 3, but we only had 2. I canceled one.
Got sick.
Yeah.
Happens.
It happens.
We were good though.
Yeah,
too.
it was good. It was Abby's run, so I wasn't really worried about Alana's either, but I was more worried because she
Well, and I missed
run it
one
as
too.
much. Oh, yeah.
I pulled a Braden and went to the movies.
No, that's okay.
I hung out with my dad.
Pulled a Braden.
We saw Superman, bro.
It was so good though, wasn't it?
It was, bro. It was.
Worth it.
Worth it for sure.
Yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't mad. I knew that a lot of people were missing on Tuesday because I just knew that they were going to be. I scheduled 3. I was like, if I can get people at 1, it's good with me. But yeah, it went well, and I think like that helped bond the cast. And also, we had a lock-in, which I think helps.
Yeah, that was
bond
fun. That was fun. I didn't stay the whole night, but that was fun.
It was
bro.
fun.
That was
fun. Basically, when you left, I went to sleep.
Right. I was the life of the party.
Yeah, life of the party. Literally, the music left, and I was like,
I was getting tired, bro, and I was like, I gotta get home.
It was 3 a.m. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, after we switched from playing Mario Kart to playing Nintendo Sports, I left, bro.
I left. Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't leave, but I slept.
Like, I'm good on Mario Kart all day, all night, 24-hour Mario Kart challenge. But the second we switch the game, I'm good. I'm leaving.
Yeah, real. And it's like 3 a.m. What are you doing standing up bowling?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You're gonna hit somebody in the head.
Yeah, I know. No, that was fun. And yeah, the bonding thing too. Like, I think everyone just got at least, you know, I try to talk to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I even told this, like, I told this to Abby and Elena. I was scared of them for the longest time, bro. So it's like, because they're like friends. So I was like, whatever. But then it's like, Abby told me she was thinking the same thing about, dude, I don't know anyone, bro. I'm trying to know everyone. Like, but yeah, I'm trying to just like, man, the whole like teamwork stuff, like that's my favorite stuff. So I'm trying to like get along with everyone, trying to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
But it really kind of came together, I think, in like the last like week. In the last like week, everyone. And that's why it was so like a little bit like sad. You know, it's like how it is, a little bit sad like when it's over. But I do want to ask you the whole thing of why I wanted to even, the original question I wanted to ask you about to do a podcast with you is I wanted you to talk about directing, like your first time directing, because I want to do it. Like I want to direct stuff, and you know, I'm assistant directing a show in November, right? So I'm doing Frankenstein. So like, yes, that's awesome. I'm super hyped for that.
I'm so hyped.
So like, I'm like in it. I'm ready to keep just going. Like I'm not taking a break. Like I'm ready to just keep.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Autumn. She just did like Hood, and then she just did Little Women, and then she's doing Carrie, and then she's gonna audition for Frankenstein, and then like she's on a roll.
Booked and busy.
She said she normally does like 1 a year. She's on a roll right now.
Yeah,
so
she's on her grind.
I'm trying to be on a roll like that too. Like I'm just trying to go from project to project to project. I'm trying to just keep it going. So I want, you know, I'm assistant directing, and then eventually, you know, I want to direct something and like get into that side of things. But did you follow a similar type of interest? Like, have you always wanted to direct a show? And did you go from like, did you have your own like role of sorts where you were like doing stuff back to back to back? And then like, how did that work before, you know, your directorial debut? What led up to your debut?
So I have always been interested in directing. I love to boss people around in I guess a terrible way to phrase that, but I do. And I've also always loved this show, so I'll go into that later. But what led up to me directing was I wanted so badly to direct when I was in high school. There was a show we were doing, Sherlock Holmes, and I wasn't, originally for the show dates, I wasn't going to be able to make the show dates. It was my senior year, and I had talked to my advisor. I was like, hey, can I name drop her? I was like,
That's
hey,
fine.
okay. I was like, hey, Marley, if you're watching this, hey, girl. I was like, hey, Marley, can I, like, student direct? I was like, I won't be able to make it for the shows, and I really like want to continue my senior year. Like, I don't want to just stop doing something during my senior year. She's like, of course, I would love that. And I, you know, I'd been doing theater for a long time, so I have a lot of experience and I had a lot of vision. And so she kind of helped me. I wouldn't say shaped me as a director, but she definitely showed me what to do. And it's a different vision in a high school than it is here in a community theater. But she does stuff at our local community theaters as well. So she kind of knows how they're running. And so I kind of based my direction off of her. And then at that same time, Cheryl Wise had asked me if I would like to be her assistant director for Best Christmas Pageant Ever. So at the time I was directing 2 shows at once. I was doing Best Christmas Pageant, and Sherlock Holmes. And I want to say I was in a 3rd show, but I couldn't tell you what it was. I don't know. I was in another show too. So I was in 3 shows all at the same time. So like I get the back to back to back, like wanting to like keep it rolling. And then I loved directing so much for Sherlock, and we ended up having such a huge turnout at our shows. Like, I don't remember the exact dollar amount that we made, but it was more than we had made before. And it was a straight play. And so that was crazy. And then we were doing Little Mermaid in the spring, and I asked if I could direct that. So, and she said yes. And I directed that, and I've loved it ever since. And I've wanted to direct ever since then. And then I went to college for a year, so that kind of stopped my grind. Like, I wasn't here. And I tried to do theater in college, but their schedule's far too demanding. It's like 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. I couldn't do that. Like, I'm too tired, and I don't want to take it like that serious. And so I didn't do anything then, and I came back and did Percy Jackson. When I was in Percy Jackson, they opened the like director submission packet again, because I want to say it closed in like April or something, but they opened it up again in May or June, and I submitted it, and I got everything I needed for that to submit, and I submitted it, and then they approved me, which was nice. And then I got my slot, because you have to pick out of slots, and that's kind of how that worked. But I have, in between I did Medea, and then I took a break from the theater because I just didn't have time with my work and everything, and then did Little Women. Now I'm going to have a new work schedule, so I'm excited. So hopefully I'll be able to like continue to do more shows, because I like to be in shows. I do prefer to direct, because like I said, I like to boss people around. And also I think it's just fun to see like a vision come to life, and to work with so many people, and to kind of have like that, I don't know, I'm really not good with words.
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, to have like that experience, I guess, is just so like beautiful. And this experience that we had with Little Women was honestly perfect storm. Like, as we talked about earlier, not only because of like the tickets and everything, but you guys were such a great cast to work with. And if I asked you to do something, you guys would do it. Or if I didn't like it, I would change it. And you guys were so like flexible with that. And there was also a lot of your guys' participation in like, oh, I think this would look better in this scene versus this. I think this would be better. And that was also nice, because oftentimes that was correct. Like, you're right, it did look better. And I don't know, I think that's a really interesting like dynamic to have. And I was just so grateful to have you guys as my first cast.
I've heard of people before who had like, oh, I had this director, and they were like, I tried to pitch like, let's change this little thing, and they like wouldn't budge on it. But we changed a bunch of stuff. I can even like, especially the sisters, they were always like, what if we just did this, or what if we just did this, or so a lot of that just made it more fun. It made it more fluid, especially because like we did have to work a lot with the script. Like we definitely had to
it was a tough.
Yeah, there was some tough stuff to get through, like especially with like just some basic syntax stuff, like who's in this scene.
I know. The stage directions, I literally was like, you guys have
that
to
stuff was kind of confusing.
Because
so we,
they're wrong.
Well, I want to say too, it's like, I mean, I thought you did a great job directing. I mean, I personally, not even just like objectively, but like when I was struggling with something, we would just talk about it, we would just work on it. Another thing too is like, I was also just willing to do anything. I was like, all right, just throw me in. Like, all right, we're changing it. All right, we're changing it. Like, I was cool with that, because it's like, I don't know, I'm not gonna be picky, or like I'm not gonna be like, it's your show, so it's I kind of always respected that too. Also, everyone was like clowning on me because I was like talking so respectful to you. I'd be like, hey Cady, excuse me, do you think you could tell me about this? And they're like, why are you talking to Cady like that? I'm like, she's the director, bro. I don't know.
Think you're
That's just how I
nice
am. That's just how I am.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with talking like that. I think the reason that they were clowning you is because they're rotten. I don't know.
Well, no, like you're all like
you all are friends.
Yeah, from and like way back.
Yeah,
right.
I think that was like, I was nervous about that dynamic of like, I'm their friend.
You gotta
like,
boss your friends
but
around.
also like I have to be their director.
Yeah.
And like, well, you know, can I curse?
Yeah,
okay.
we can curse.
You know that I don't take shit. So Like, if somebody was doing something, I'd be like, I don't care. Like, and I never wanted to be like, this is my show, this is my show.
Right, that's what I'm talking
for,
about.
2 people, but it wasn't like any of the cast.
Right.
But because it was like our show as a group, right? Like
sure.
we all worked really hard on it, and like you made changes to certain things that I really liked. I really liked when you did that little wave at the last scene.
Oh, yeah.
Meg. I thought that was so sweet.
Yeah.
And like,
I didn't even think of that change. I just did it.
yeah,
I didn't even
and
know
it was really sweet.
I didn't even know I did. Well, I'm just like, I look at her, so I'm like, I gotta like, hi.
Yeah, I thought that was so cute. I loved to watch that every night. Like I think even watching from just you, like from the beginning of May or
whenever we started,
May or June to now, like you grew so much as an actor, and I feel like I could watch you become more comfortable on stage.
Thank you.
And like it was just so fun to see that. As like a director too, that just made my heart like grow 3 sizes like the Grinch, because it's like, oh, he's so comfortable on the stage now, and like he's making choices for his character that are like perfect, and like I could tell you studied.
For sure. I mean, it's so fun. It was just so fun to do it. Like once we got off book, I think, because that was a part. I literally like was like in here like practicing my lines. Me and Nadia were practicing my lines. Thankfully, I didn't have very many lines, so after I got the lines down, I felt pretty good. But like once I got past the lines and then like the blocking we did together, like this is the bare minimum blocking. Like you have to be here during this time. Like you can't make a character choice here. This is how we're doing it. After I was comfortable with like the foundation, that's when I was like, oh, I can throw this in or we can throw that in, and like it just plus like other people help too. Like when we're like me and Meg are chatting to each other, and like I gave her glove back. Like that was Abby and Elena's idea.
Yeah, I
so
thought
like
that was
everyone
so cute.
was like working on each other's character. Well, I think even the getting down was Abby's idea.
Yeah, that was Abby's idea.
Yeah, Abby helped a lot with the Meg dynamic, which I liked a lot. I liked her input a lot with that. Everyone there had done stuff before, except for Nicole. I think me and Nicole were the only ones who had never done it before. And like it showed, bro, that like I feel like when like someone's done theater before, like you can just tell, like you know, like when I'm talking to George, I'm like, I don't need to ask him the other stuff he's done. I know he's good. Like everyone was so good, bro. And like obviously like Maddie and Julia and Braden tell me about, you know, all the other stuff that they've done, and I'm like, that was intimidating for me to be working with people that are very experienced, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But like you said about getting more comfortable, that's interesting that you said, you know, seeing me develop as an actor, maybe, you know, who knows, maybe I'll act in something. I think for me, like acting was just, I feel like I had to do it just to fully experience, get the full experience. Like, you know, if I signed up just to do like, you know, backstage stuff, like, nah, like I wouldn't have gotten everything I needed to see. Like I needed to see the full thing painted out in front of me. And I'm not opposed to acting again, but I think it would have to be something like, I love this character. Like, I love this story. I love this character. I need to be in this. Because really, like, I really want to just try my hand in everything. You know, I'll probably end up coming back to acting. But who knows what? Like, who knows for what? Like, I don't even know. Like, I can't even think, because I don't even know any plays. Like, I don't even know, like, every time I talk to someone, they're like, do you know this or this or this? And so I'm like, no, I don't. I'm trying to learn about it. And I've learned about a lot of stuff just from what everyone's talked about. Like, we talked about Medea, and I know about Carrie and Rent and a bunch of other big ones and that kind of stuff. And do you know about a show called Tecumseh? Do you know that show? Me and Autumn are going to go see it.
Are
yeah,
you?
We're going to go see it. Autumn told me about it. It looked really cool.
See, my grandma has been trying to get me to see it for like ever.
Oh, we should go see it.
I know, she really wants to. I think I might.
We're going on the 31st, I think, bro.
Of August?
Yeah, of August. Yeah, I think that's when we're going. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. Yeah, so I was looking at that. So like now I'm trying to like watch more shows and get into more stuff. And like what about for your timeline? Like what do you, like you said, like you're going to have more time with work and stuff. What do you want to do next? You want to continue directing stuff, maybe pitch another thing, or you want to act in something? Or?
I do really want to direct again, but like this season's already picked, right?
Right.
I chose not to submit something else because I didn't have the time, nor did I have the funding.
Right. Yeah, we hit lightning in the bottle with the funding.
Yeah,
with the whole,
low-key.
Little Women was lightning in a bottle. Like,
was.
it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough
to keep working
to
on
get
that.
Yeah. I do really want to direct another show. My next show, I want to direct a musical. I know which musical I want to direct. I know what I want to do.
What do you want to direct?
I want to direct 25th Annual Putnam Kings.
Okay, George was telling me about this. Okay.
I think that it is so funny. You, I think, would like it.
Okay.
It's so funny. Like, it's not anything serious. There are 12-year-olds in the show, but they're adults that play them. Because I don't ever think I want to direct children.
No.
I think like being around like 2 or 3 kids is like chill for me, but like 25 is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a teacher for a reason. You know?
Right,
like,
right.
I don't
we might have to get Julia to direct that show.
Yeah. Like, and some people are really good at directing kids. I don't have enough patience for that many kids, and I know that about myself.
I mean, you've seen the camps, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, like the camps. Like, I'm strict at the camps.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not like as lenient as some of the other teens. No, like, I'm not lenient like that. No, you're not going to be biting people.
Not
like,
the camps.
Sit down. Like,
camp,
Yeah, but like, I like being around the camps, but those are only a week, so it's like, okay, I can decompress. But like, directing a show with a bunch of kids, like, you got to do that for like 3 months.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't know that I could do that. And then they don't drive because they're kids. It's like, kind of you have to go on their parents' schedule.
Right.
Like, that's difficult, I imagine. I don't know, I've never done it, but.
I think a big pro of having you direct was like, I mean, like, we're the same age. Like, we can just say and chat. Like, we were cool. Like, I mean, how many times, like, were we like yapping and didn't start till later, like by accident, or like.
That's because I'm bad about it.
Yeah, like, or how many times did we stay after, like, chatting about stuff? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we can actually talk. But like, I feel like when you're with kids, you do have to like, you know, like, just like watch what you say, watch what you do. I mean, you're being a role model. Like, when you're around other adults, it's like, you know, it's just a little bit different. There is a little bit of pressure around kids, which I liked. Like, when I was doing the camps and stuff, well, I guess I filmed one of the camps. What, you know, so I wasn't like technically a teen helper, but like I helped out a little bit. Like, I did some stuff with the kids.
I would say that you were.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, that was, I enjoyed that. But you're right, it's only a week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, I don't know if I would even have a good time directing kids, because like, that's kind of hard. I mean, I do like kids though, so. I love kids, but to like but like when I don't like relying on like I don't know, like, I think like with kids or like people I know like super personally, I think I would have a hard time directing them. Like, because I'm like, I need you. I'm expecting something out of you.
That's what I think is hard.
And it's like just a kid.
Kids.
I'm like, I don't want to be like put a lot. I don't know. I don't, especially like a group of kids. Like, whatever.
That's what I think would be the most difficult part. Is like, not that they're doing anything wrong. They're just being kids, and like that's completely fine and normal, because like it's their social hour. But like, they are, for me, difficult to direct, because like I have something very specific that I want to see, and like they're kids, so like they're not
right.
You know what I mean? Like, their butts will probably be to the audience.
Right. Watch the cheating, like, bro. Yeah. And another thing too, it's like something I was thinking I would have a hard time with, that you had experience with, directing someone that I know very personally. Like, you had to like direct Alana, bro. Like, that's your sister. So it's like you have to you were like, everyone was saying you were so mean.
I was a little more strict with her.
You were so strict with her. But like, I was like, when I was talking to Nadia, she was talking about potentially auditioning for Frankenstein, which I want her to. Yeah. That's super exciting. And I'm not directing that. Like, I'm just assistant directing that. But I was like, dude, imagine I was like directing something and I gotta like boss my fiance around. Like, that would be, I don't know. I think I would kind of have a hard time with that.
Well, I will say, like, it was very difficult. Like, so Alana, as you know, was not like originally supposed to be. She was not part of the original cast. I'm so grateful that she did the show.
Yeah,
she was so terrific. Like, absolutely, I'm so
Alana
blessed.
was great. She did so
amazing.
Good. Bro, listen, I'm going to say this. I love Alana, bro.
I love her
love
too.
talking to Alana, working with Alana, bro.
She's a diva.
I think she's great, bro. And she did so good. She did so good,
and she
bro.
did. She did so good. But it was hard to, like, direct her, I guess, because, well, we live together, right?
Like, she's my sister. After
so
practice, you're going home.
Right. So. And it's like, okay, well, and if I said something that hurt her feelings, like, well, it's just me. So it's like, I always apologized. But it was more difficult because I feel like I can be meaner to her that I could be anybody else. And I definitely probably was more strict. I wouldn't say I was necessarily mean. Everybody likes to bring up she spilled a whole, 60-ounce cup of pop on the floor.
You
and stood there and watched it. And I was like, are you going to pick that up or are you just going to stand there and watch it? But I feel like that's not mean. Like, my parents would have said the same thing. So it's like, well, are you going to pick that up? There's 60 ounces of Dr. Pepper or whatever on the floor.
Give her a break. She was holding something.
Everyone was like, you're so mean, you're so mean. I was like, okay, well.
Give her a break.
Oh, they're the stoplight.
No, there's traffic on the street, bro.
I was like, well, somebody needs to pick it up. She wasn't
It'll get cleaned up. You're good.
But she got it cleaned up. It was fine.
It's your sister.
I even talked to her. I was like, did that make you upset? It made everybody else upset. She was like, no. She was like, literally, that's just what
I bet you guys fight way worse at home.
Oh, yeah, way worse. Not really as much anymore, but definitely we have.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you're sisters, it's it's totally different. And that kind of actually segues. Tell me about Little Women for you. Not just the show. Tell me about the story.
The story. Okay, so I first read Little Women when I was in 5th grade. I was such an avid reader. I still like to read, but I just unfortunately have to do too much crap now, and I don't get to read as much as I would like. But I was such an avid reader, averaging a book a day, and I had ran out of books to read that were in my grade level or whatever. You know how they had the
what was that?
levels
what was
something?
There was a thing we had to fill them out on. You know what I'm talking about? There's an online thing.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, what was it called?
AR test.
AR or something. Yeah. Accelerated reader or something like that.
Yes.
What's that stuff called? I know what you're talking about. There's some program for it. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about when you get out of your reading level.
And so I was struggling, and my to find something to read, and my teacher, that was appropriate for me because I was 10, and my teacher was a science teacher at the time, but she had taught English. Love you. And
we name dropping teacher now.
I love you, Ashley Lighthizer.
Okay. Shout out.
Shout out. She showed me Little Women and Anne of the Green Gables. I did not like Anne of the Green Gables.
I've heard of it, but I've never read it or checked it out at all.
I did not like it. It's really long. There's a lot of books to it. I think there's 6 books. I don't know. I didn't read all of them. I couldn't get past the first book. But I read Little Women, and I loved it. And I love it so much because, I have 2 sisters. I have no brothers. So, I've never experienced that life. And so just to see, a sister dynamic transcend time, generation through generation through generation, was so nice to me. And also, I connect so spiritually with Jo. And so, reading about her when I was so young and being wow, I know this person because I am this person. I was able to step so easily into the story, and it just captivated me, and I loved it. And then of course in 2019, Greta Gerwig's version of the movie came out, and that was my first time being introduced to the movie. I had not watched the one with Winona Ryder in it before that, and that movie, I really loved it. It's still my favorite movie in the world, my number 1. But I can understand why it's confusing for a lot of people. I've showed it to all of my friends, and none of my friends have liked it. When I was in high school, I had a friend group, and I showed it to them. They both hated it.
Well,
and then,
there's even
in college,
time skips in the
everyone
book.
hated it. Yeah, there's time skips in the book.
The time skips are just part of the story.
They're part of the story.
It was confusing at first because I didn't know what was going on. But it's just part of this time. The book does time skips. That's how the story is.
Yes. And so it's I think maybe you should have the background knowledge of the book to watch the movie to understand it more, but me personally, I don't feel like you do. But I don't know, I never had not the background knowledge, and I've just loved it ever since then. And so I knew that I always wanted to direct a stage play of it. I knew I didn't want to do the musical because the musical is good. Not my favorite.
I've heard varying opinions about the musical.
Not my favorite.
We were talking to someone. Who was it? Did Maddie brought a friend in or something who did the musical or something?
Yes.
And then Autumn also did. By the way, I don't know if she did the music. She said she did something in high school. Maybe she just did a different version of the show. Someone else I talked to did a musical.
Carly did the musical.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Carly maybe was talking about the musical.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's a good musical, but I just think it's
Meh. Nah. Well, I know you do have some gripes even with the original story.
Yes.
Like the ending.
Yes.
We have Joe getting married. And I also know, like, I've heard some varying opinions or I've heard different interpretations on what exactly Joe's kind of deal is. Like, what's her orientation? What's her sort of sexual identity and stuff like that. I know you have some opinions on that. Let's talk about that a little bit. Tell me about your gripes with the book and, like, you said you connect spiritually with Joe.
Yes.
Elaborate on that.
So Joe's a middle child, right? I'm a middle child. Very, I think birth order is very important in, like, identity, I guess. Not, like, to be the only thing, but, like, it does kind of shape who you are as a person. And so Joe being a middle child and also being so anti-marriage and, like, very much a feminist in her time, and still a feminist to, in this time, but she was a feminist for her time, and, like, her being so young, I looked up to that because I've always kind of not loved the idea of being married or specifically marrying a man. And so Joe's hatred towards that, like, drew me in. I was like, okay, yes. But I believe her to be a non-binary lesbian.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Which is bad because I'm like, oh yeah, I do believe Joe's non-binary, but I do still use she, her pronouns because it's not stated. But
Right. Well, also for the time, that stuff wouldn't have even
that
been,
didn't really exist.
Right.
But, like, Joe could be a boy too. Some people think that because she's like, yeah, I want to be a boy.
That's what I mean. I've heard different interpretations
and it's like,
on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't something you and I have ever really, like, discussed or talked about in detail, but how has it been in, like, your own sort of journey of self-discovery, like, particularly about your identity and, like, your sexual orientation and stuff like that? How has that been for you, I guess, like, in this day and age?
So, okay, yeah, period. I love that question. I feel like it's difficult, right? Like, when you're a kid, you have this very much vision and idea, and, like, I have a pretty accepting family, so, like, that is always helpful. But, like, as a kid, you have this idea, like, oh, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to get married to a boy and I'm going to have, like, I wanted 6 kids. Like, I wanted this huge, like, fairy tale life. And then, like, I was, like, 13 or 14. I was like, I don't think I want that anymore. And so, like, I was just put off on the idea of marriage. I was like, I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married. And then I realized when I was 15 that I didn't have to marry a man. And I was like, okay, like, I kind of accepted the label queer, and I was like, okay, like, this is great. This works for me, because at the time I had really still liked men, you know what I mean? Like, but
you got to discover, you know what I mean? You have to
I had
experiment.
to discover. And then I came out as queer to my parents, not to my entire family, because they're not, like, chill like that, but my like, immediate family, like my sisters and my parents are. And what's also nice is, like, my older sister is a lesbian, and so, like, I have always, been around gay people, and, like, she was kind of the blueprint, right? So it's like,
love Jaden.
Yeah, love Jaden. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was way less scary because I wasn't the first. And then
she kind of led the path.
Yeah,
she kind of
led that path. And then, like, I think queer never fit me. I always felt uncomfortable with labels. I was like, this is so uncomfortable for me. And, like, I don't know. And then I adopted lesbian for a while. Now I'm out of it. I would say, like, maybe I'm a bisexual. I don't know. But, like, I think it's, like, you got to, like, come to terms. Like,
it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's always a work in progress. And I feel the same about gender identity. But that is, like, a different conversation.
Is that a different conversation?
But, like,
okay.
But, like, it's, like, a work in progress, you know what I mean? Like, we continue to find new things about ourselves and learn new things about ourselves, especially as we meet new people, or, like, I moved away to college, and, like, that was a big, learning experience for your identity. You find who you are when you move away. Not truly, because I moved back after a year, but, like, it definitely helped me find who I was at the time, and, like, I think that's really important. If that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I can see, like, I can see how passionate you are about those themes in the Little Women, especially, like, just in the show. Because, I mean, yeah, it's like it's a very progressive story for the time. I mean, the themes that it deals with. The book club. Tell me about the book club. What do you think about the book club?
I love the book club. They've come in for a couple of our shows. They came in for Percy Jackson. I want to say maybe they came in for Medea as well, but I really can't remember. And then they came in for Little Women, and they're just so awesome to have because I like when people ask questions. It's like a Comic-Con, and it's fun. Like we're all kind of lined up. That one woman in the book club, I do wish I remember her name because she was such a diva. After Beth's death, it was, the audience is pretty quiet. Normally they're big clappers or whatever, especially the audience. They were clapping and hooting and hollering, which I love, but they were silent after the death for at least 10 seconds. And then she goes, "Well done." And I can't tell you, like, I had this big smile on my face when she said that because I was like, that's just so sweet to hear. And then they just raved about it afterwards, which was really sweet. But I liked them because, well, they read the book in preparation for the play. And also, like, they bring such an interesting perspective that maybe I haven't seen before or maybe somebody else hadn't seen. And I just love them. I love when they ask questions. I just love them.
How was, too, yeah, they gave us, like, probably the most, like, in-depth sort of, like, feedback and understanding. But, like, just sort of, like, how was feedback in general? Like, just to kind of, like, rope it back to talking about the show. Like, how was the feedback that you got from people from the show?
I only received positive feedback. From the Renner, Rich and Shelley came, and they both have directed lots of shows that I've been in. They've been my director. And so, they came and supported and said that it was such a great show. And that means a lot to me coming from other directors to hear. Like Jillian and Sarah said it was really great. And, they've directed me before as well. Mm-hmm. I really have only heard great things and great reviews about it. On social media even, there's been, great reviews. Yeah, it was great feedback, so that was nice. Yeah. The only thing I heard one time that was negative was, like, somebody couldn't hear very well. And
I don't know. Is that on us? I don't know.
And, because, like, somebody was talking fast, but I think it was just, like, a portion of the show.
Yeah, that's not a huge...
But, no, yeah. I wasn't too concerned about it. I mean, like, I want everybody to be able to understand the show, but it was the second weekend, so I'm not going to, we probably have one show left, so.
Now that we kind of have hindsight, is there anything you would have done differently?
For this show? Yes.
Okay.
I think I just wish I was more prepared all the time.
Okay, I'm with
But
you.
that's, like, a me problem anyway, is, like, I'm prepared for things, but, like, I'm not, like, an organized person.
Thank God for Carly.
Yeah, thank God for Carly because she's organized.
On, like, every single time you needed something, she had it. I swear, she had her book open. She had something written down.
Yeah, she's like a pro. And so thank God for her because I'm not organized like that. Like, it's just, like, I'm cluttered all the time. And so it's just not how I rock and run.
I'm with you.
But she runs like that. And so, like, it was a perfect combo to have her there with me to help me because she's also a pro on the show. And also she's, like, fantastic as a director, I think. So that was nice to have somebody there that's, like, organized and knew stuff. I would definitely do that differently. Be more prepared.
More prepared. And, like, now that, so this is your directorial debut, but, you have experience in high school shows and those types of things. So, you have a lot of experience in this sort of space. So what would you say, like, do you have any advice for, like, someone potentially like myself who has, a couple months ago, I've never been in theater. So, like, do you have advice for somebody who has maybe never done theater before, or maybe somebody who has some experience but wants to get into, like, the directing sort of side of things? What could you say to that type of thing? What kind of advice, or, like, what kind of stuff? You got any tips and tricks or anything like that? Like, what would you say to someone like that?
I would say, like, trust your gut and your intuition and your vision, because, like, things will obviously change as you see the cast being built, or as you see, just changes that the cast is making on their own, and be open to interpretation, right? Like, I think it would have been so different if, like, let's say Abby would come to me with lots of ideas. If I was like, no, I don't want any of that. But I would say, like, definitely keep an open mind with it, because a lot of the stuff that she recommended, I liked better than what I had in my own head. And, like, so that was really nice to see. And that's why I was always saying, like, yeah, we can try it out. yeah, we could try it out. Because like, I think that's what's important is to make it a collaborative effort because it's not just like one person's show. So that's what I would say. Also, another thing is to like direct something that you really enjoy or something that you're very passionate about, because when you're doing it all the time, like it will get boring.
You got burnt out.
Like, yeah, but I didn't really feel that it was ever boring to me. I was always finding something new. Like, I don't even think I noticed that you gave Meg her glove until the second weekend. I was like, wow, Tegan, I really like that. And you were like, I've been doing it the whole time.
Yeah.
Didn't know. Because you just find new things.
I'm not going to take credit for that, but that was like just cute little stuff like that.
Yeah, like you just like find new things. Or like Brayden, when he would walk away when Joe's hair got cut off and he had like a little smirk. And then he would like bow his head and walk out. Like, that's really cute. I didn't notice it till further along. So like, there's like lots of little things that you notice. But I think that I was able to notice them because I like the show so much. Rather than it being something that like I despise. Not that I don't think anybody would like direct something they despise. But it makes it definitely easier if you like it and you're looking for those things.
I'm with you. I was going to put you on the spot for you to show me like the last like 5 things you were listening to.
Okay.
Like that.
I can do that.
Because on Spotify, there's a playlist that it automatically makes for you called On Repeat.
Oh,
so I don't know if Apple Music has anything like that.
Yeah, mine's called Recently Played.
Okay, recently.
So
all right,
like,
let's see what we listen to. Okay,
album,
okay. We got Claro. Okay.
Yeah, Bite Me by Renee Rapp. This is not real.
Finding Nemo, the musical.
Because I had that like little like tidbit that was on TikTok for a while that goes, "Where's my dad? I'm all alone." That part, and I couldn't think of how it went, and so Finding Nemo's on here.
Bro.
So like that's not real. That's not actually what I've been listening to. It just is on there. Lord.
Okay. That's a new album. That's a new album. Okay, Big Thief. I know Julia likes Big Thief.
Yes, I love Big Thief.
Okay.
And then this is for work.
Okay.
60s and 70s.
Hits.
USA playlist, again, work. I had to make a playlist for work.
Okay.
Because we have happy hour. See, basically, I don't know that song.
So
Lady Gaga was my big one.
Okay.
I think this must have had to be for work. But yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Like,
that's a pretty good lineup. That's pretty good question and stuff. Okay. I was just gonna think of something to put you on the spot for music or something like that. And I guess to wrap it up here, the question that I always try to ask everybody is, what is one thing you have to say to the world?
To the world? You want me to look at the camera when I say it?
You can look at the camera, of course.
Okay. Everybody needs to be more nice. And I think also everybody needs to be louder about what they're passionate about, even if it makes you look like a weirdo. Because being a weirdo is cool, and it will get you far in life. That's what I have to say.
Boom.
It's always my advice.
Boom. That's cady core right
You're
there.
the cady core. Be a weirdo.
There you go.
Can I say one more thing?
Of course.
About being a weirdo?
For sure.
I stand by my advice that being a weirdo is cool, because when I was in middle school, I was a real weird freak, okay? Like, I was wearing Christmas leggings in, like, August. Never matched a piece of outfit. Like, I should have got bullied, okay? I was so weird, I should have got bullied. And yet, I was so weird to the extent that nobody bullied me.
So you just committed so far.
Exactly. Like, if you just commit to the bit, nobody's gonna bully you. They're gonna think you're funny.
Well, I think right, like think of the psychology of a bully, right? They're really gonna latch on to you if you're like insecure.
Yes, exactly.
But if you're just like totally deflective.
If you own your insecurities and you own being weird or like whatever it is that you like that TikTok trend, you need to nerd out. You just need to nerd out.
Okay.
But like be serious about it. Like you can't just be like,
can't dip your toes in.
No, you gotta like put your full foot in the water.
Okay.
That's my advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Advice. Okay, sweet. Cady for president.
Oh God. Not for president, but I do want to run for House one day.
Okay. Hold on. Wait, we got a politician in here?
State House.
Okay, this will be for part 2, bro. This is part 2. We can't get into politics.
We gotta.
Okay, if you want to watch politics, go watch some of my other podcast episodes. We talk a little bit about politics in there.
True. It's a good episode too.
Yo, appreciate that. Go watch episode 1 of the Daginless podcast for more politics. But
yeah.
Okay, sweet. I think that's everything I want to talk to you about.
Okay, Dagan.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on the
Cady.
pod.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Yes,
Sweet.
it was fun.
Bro, thank you so much, bro. All right. See?
I thought you were gonna G-Log.
Oh, shit, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, G-Log. All right. Boom.
Hey.
Sweet. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Peace. See ya.